Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Police are working to find answers after a 17-year-old found shot to death along the Detroit-Grosse Pointe Park border. And that does top our news this noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rhonda Walker.
And I'm Jason Colthorpe. We first broke this story around 6 a.m. and have been following it ever since.
The scene is Mack Avenue, and it's now been cleared, but there are still so many questions, and certainly a heartbroken family this noon. Let's get to Priya Mann. She joins us with the latest on the investigation.
Good afternoon, Rhonda and Jason. You know, it was a shot spotter system that first alerted police to the shooting, and when officers got here, that's where they discovered the body of that 17-year-old. Let me show you video shot earlier this morning from the area. The victim had been fatally shot at Mack and Balfour on Detroit's east side, and that's right along the Detroit-Grosse Pointe Park border. The shot spotter alert coming in around 1:30 this morning, and police had about 7 blocks of Mack Avenue shut down for several hours. You know, the shot spotter system has microphones attached to utility poles across the city, and when it records gunfire, it alerts the officers at the Crime Intel Department at police headquarters. We've been talking to folks who live in the area about the tragedy of finding a 17-year-old killed. Take a listen.
I just don't think it's worth it to be trying to shoot somebody over something that probably didn't really make a difference anyway.
Tragic. I mean, a young life like that taken in such a short time like that. You know, it's not like it's a car accident. It's a senseless death, really, quite frankly. You know, tragic.
Yeah, certainly tragic, and a heartbroken family this morning. A 17-year-old who was found dead. Police have been canvassing the area, looking at surveillance video, both with businesses and at homes. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call. Reporting live this morning on Detroit's east side, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya, thank you. A man from out of state flew into Michigan trying to enroll in a high school. Police say that he was trying to pursue a relationship with one of the students there. This happened at Mason County Central School District. This is on the west side of the state. He's 21 years old. Kevin Flick is from Tennessee, and he told school staff that he was 17. Police say that there was trying to pursue a relationship with an underage student that he met online. Flick was arrested for child sexual abusive material and lying to police.
Local 4 crews caught a happy reunion this morning after farm animals were spotted on the loose. It was in Detroit. Police there in a southwest neighborhood where they found a sheep and a cow. They were grazing in a neighborhood on Bryden Street near Tyerman and Livernois. Turns out the two are believed to be part of the livestock that were stolen from Pingree Farms in Detroit last weekend. The farm owners showed up at the scene to bring the animals home, but the owner says they're still missing a goat and a calf.
Get ready for the next phase of that massive road project along I-696. It is going to make the switch this weekend. All traffic will shift over to the eastbound lanes and share the pavement in both directions. It's new pavement, though. The eastbound lanes will be cut down to 2 lanes all the way through the fall. Westbound lanes will be reduced as well, and that will continue for about a week, but the entire project is going to last all the way through close to the end of the year. Voters may not have to wait in lines when they go to vote at the polls anymore here in Michigan, and certainly for the primary election coming up in a couple of weeks.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it, if it becomes reality? The Secretary of State announced the mechanics of early in-person voting. It's happening for the first time ever here in Michigan starting tomorrow. You can visit an early voting site in your area. They'll put your ballot in the tabulator just like they would on Election Day. Then the votes are inserted into secure containers each night with the tallies added to the vote total on Election night. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says her office is going to work with those local clerks during this big change. You can find out where your early voting location is and even view a sample ballot of yours and confirm whether or not you're even registered at clickondetroit.com. The former president, Donald Trump, could face a $370 million fine today.
This is after a dramatic day in an Atlanta courtroom where Fani Willis, the district attorney who charged the former president with trying to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results, took the witness stand herself.
Bree Jackson reporting Trump's legal team wants Willis removed from the case, claiming there is an ethical conflict.
In a contentious back and forth, Fulton County DA Fani Willis acknowledged a personal relationship with the special prosecutor appointed to former President Trump's election interference case in Georgia. There are questions about whether the relationship began before or after her office hired him for Trump's case. Today could be Judgment Day in New York for former President Trump. A verdict is expected in his civil fraud trial. This after he was in court Thursday in a separate case regarding hush money allegations.
Instead of being in South Carolina and other states campaigning, I'm stuck here. It's an election interference case. Nobody's ever seen anything like it in this country. It's a disgrace.
Meanwhile, the tables were turned in Georgia, where the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis, took the witness stand. She acknowledged having a relationship with Nathan Wade, who she hired as a special prosecutor in Georgia's election interference case against former President Trump. There are allegations that she benefited financially in the form of romantic getaways.
I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
Defense attorneys described the relationship as a potential conflict of interest. Legal experts also weighed in.
It speaks at the very heart of Ms. Willis's integrity and her credibility and her judgment making as a prosecutor.
Trump's defense team wants Willis removed from the election interference case or the charges against him dismissed.
This is getting ugly and it's getting messy, and my guess is it's not going to get better.
A consequential week in the courtroom for the former president. And today we are expecting a decision in Trump's civil fraud case. The former president faces a $370 million fine and a lifetime ban from the real estate industry in New York. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
All right, Bree, there you go.
Yes, it is Friday. The temperature barely 30 degrees. Definitely took a dip in the temperature department.
And it's only getting lower. However, I'll let Ashley share. There's good news past that.
Yeah, a little case of limbo that we have this weekend before we start to see those temperatures climb upwards. So cloudy skies right now at Metro Airport, where we sit at 30 degrees, but we haven't even hit 30 in Ann Arbor, 29 there, and Lapeer 27, Monroe 31. So we're all just below that freezing mark with some light and variable winds. They've picked up to about 9 miles per hour in Lapeer. And so, of course, those winds factoring in to a little bit of a wind chill reading. Feels like 18 in Pontiac, Lapeer, Sandusky feeling like 16. Otherwise, a lot of low 20s out there for today, which we knew this afternoon probably wouldn't feel much warmer than the 20s when you factor in sustained winds closer to about 10 miles per hour. Looking at sky conditions, latest update, mostly cloudy skies at City Airport and Mount Clemens, but we did hold on to a little more filtered sunshine on the east side today compared to those farther inland off to the west. Clouds and radar, though, showing that we do have some snow that's creeping just north of the state line, but that's going to be a bigger system that kind of just brushes down to the south, impacting Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. Not as much here today, so maybe you see a flake or two fly, especially into tonight, but we do have a warm-up once we take a little dip in temperatures. We'll have more on that coming up. All right, Ashley, thank you. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office is launching a pilot program to help kids during a difficult time.
Yeah, deputies working in Macomb Township will now carry around comfort bags for kids. If they see a child in a tough situation, the deputy can give the bag to the child. It comes with a little bit of what you see here, is stuffed animal, blanket, and other items to keep kids occupied. The Love in the Bag program works in collaboration with Susie Q Kids.